What is a pump and dump scheme? How does it work? Why it works so well? And why so many people have lost a ton of money as they become victim of these schemes? What's up, everybody? This is Sang Wen, and in this video, I want to help you guys recognize the pump and dump scheme and help you guys avoid becoming a victim and save yourself a ton of headache and save yourself a ton of money. Before we get started, let's get this disclaimer out of the way. Here it is. Take a moment to read it as I read it with you. Disclaimer: this is for educational purpose only and entertainment only, and is not intended as a recommendation or a solicitation to buy, sell, or hold any investment. Trading and investing can be risky and you can lose money. You agree to hold other people harmless of any result, and you are responsible for your own result. Okay, let's get started. So, what is a pump and dump scheme? A pump and dump scheme is a trap to sell worthless stocks to uninformed people at very high price, causing them to lose a lot of money while the schemer make a lot of money. Okay, the way it works is this. Let's look at the arrows. Okay. A group of people bought a ton of these stocks at very low price. As you can see, it's right here. It's like $2. Okay. Once they accumulate a lot of stocks, often a lot of good news comes out about that stocks. Okay. Which caused the price of the stock to go from $3 all the way to $47 in just one day. One day, okay? And uninformed people, when they see good news about a certain stock, they automatically assume that the stock will continue to go up, and they will buy in, and often they buy at very high price. Often they buy it at this area right here. And how do we know that so many people are bought up here? Let's look at the volume. The volume on this day was insane. It is more than 250 million, close to 300 million shares bought and sold on that day. Imagine how many people bought way up here. And the momentum continued the next day. It gaps up here. Went up a little and then came down all the way right here. So a lot of people bought a lot of these stocks at very high price. And as the stock comes down, they lose a lot of money, and their money is trapped. Now, why people are buying price at high stocks, at the stock at high price? Okay, the schemers make their money selling all the inventory on the way up. Once they finish selling all the stocks that they have, right? Some of them short the stocks and make money on the way down. Yes. So they make money on the way up. Once they finish selling all the stocks that they have, they often will short the stock and make money on the way down. So they make them twice as much money. They make the money 2 times. They make twice as much money. Okay? And so many people, because they see good news and expect the stock to continue to go up, often buy a ton of these stocks based on the volume, and thus they lose a ton of money. And a lot of people say, "Oh, I haven't sold yet, so I haven't lost any money yet." Well, their money is stuck in there. Their paper loss is like 80 to 90% of the value but the money is stuck in there, and often these stocks never go back to the high because these are worthless in the first place. Okay, this is SPI right here. Okay, we are going to go to the next example. This one is Kodak, KODK. So it works the same way. Let's look at this arrows area here. A group of people bought a ton of these stocks, right? They have a ton of these stocks in their inventory. And some good news about the stock comes out. The stock leaps up the next day, right here, leaps up the next day. And the volume on that day was gigantic. More than 200 million shares bought and sold on that day, right down right here, right? And the momentum, remember, the momentum carried on to the next day as more good news come out, and the stock leaps up to this area right here, about $17, right? Went all the way up to nearly $60, and then came back down, and then came back down, and then came back down here. And the volume on that day was also insane, more than 200 million shares. So in those 2 days alone, there were more than 400 million shares bought and sold. Do you know how many people have to buy and sell in order for the volume to be 200 millions and 400 millions? A lot of people. And what is worse is the stock opened the next day after that on big volume too, like close to 80 million in volume, right? It closed right here. The next day it leaps up here and start to come down that day and a couple of days after that. And now it's around $9-10. Now remember, the schemers bought the stock here. They made their money as people buy on the way up. Once they sold all that they have, often they went short the stock and make money on the way down. So they make money 2 times, twice as much. So while a lot of people lose a ton of money, pump and dump scheme makes the schemer a ton of money. And often these pump and dump schemes are accompanied by very good news about a worthless stocks. It was worthless in the first place. It's considered a penny stocks right here, or junk stocks. Yet, through a lot of good news, it went skyrocketed and came back down just as fast as it went up. And based on the volume alone, you can see right here that so many people have become victims of these pump and dump schemes, and they have lost a ton of money. Now, so the next time you see a hot stock, a penny stock that goes up so much, and there are so many good news about it, yet before the good news, the price of a stock were low, and they were considered penny stocks, and all of a sudden there was so many good news about it, and the stock price went sky high. That should trigger something. That should trigger a pump and dump scheme. And if you recognize what a pump and dump scheme is, you will save yourself a ton of headache and save yourself a ton of money. Because if you fall victim of pump and dump scheme, often you can lose a fortune. And Once you lose that fortune, it is extremely hard to get it back. Some of these stocks will never go back to the high price. They will stay in the low price for 5 to 10 years. Okay, so this is the end of my video. I hope it's informative, and I hope it helps you understand what a pump and dump scheme is. And I hope that you can avoid losing a ton of money in the future. And please do me a favor. Let me click on this button right here. Show me some love. Subscribe to my channel and hit the like button. And do share this video with friends and family so they can avoid losing a ton of money. In the future, I'm going to be uploading more videos about how to trade, about tips and strategies that can improve your trading and investing skills, and that can actually put more money in your pocket. So stay tuned. Until next time, and until my next video, have a good one.